Hey now, and welcome to the City Off Campus podcast with your hosts, Sammy Summerfeld and Jack McFarland. Jack, new platform, expansion.
Hey, new platform, same stuff. It doesn't matter. We're off campus.
Exactly.
We're gonna find a way to get it done.
Exactly. We're currently in Naples, Florida, and Chicago.
Yes,
So
sir.
very off campus right now. And Jack, how's it been being off campus this long?
Honestly, it's been a blessing in disguise. I mean, I have a small zoo of dogs in my house, so taking care of them kind of feels like taking care of kids sometimes. But they've been a really good distraction with sports being gone and real life setting in. So, it hasn't been too bad. How about
So,
yourself?
so what you're trying to say basically is taking care of the dogs is like taking care of your roommates.
Yeah.
Kind of feels like Iowa City.
Yeah, no, it is. Iowa City is a zoo in itself, and my house is a zoo too. So it's kind of hard to escape it. But Iowa City is definitely a different animal. I think we can agree on that.
For sure. And speaking of the different animal that's returning to Iowa City this fall, we got the announcement yesterday that Luka Garza is coming back
Yes,
for his
sir.
senior year.
Yes, sir. For one, I can't remember in recent memory an Iowa athlete that has garnered this much attention for coming back. Because
Yep.
truthfully, Luka was the national player of the year, and he got absolutely robbed. Like, I'm going to
Right.
stand by that.
He was totally robbed.
So I think him coming back puts Iowa in the top 10 conversation. And I'm not even a really big Iowa basketball fan, but
they're getting put top 5 right now.
All right, well, that's pushing it. But I'd say top 10. Luka's just too good. He was a walk-in 20 and 15. He could get that in his sleep.
Oh, yeah, but did you see the Instagram post that Iowa Hoops put out today?
What?
So
on
you
what?
have on Instagram.
No.
So you have Jordan Bohannon coming back, who's the career leader in 3-point shooting. Then you have CJ Frederick, Big Ten 3-point shooting accuracy. Connor McCaffrey, he led the country in assist to turnover ratio. And then you have Luka Garza. It's like, how good is that starting?
Oh, yeah.
And then you have Joe Wieskamp, who led the Big Ten in free throw accuracy.
It's funny. The first comment on the post is from some Purdue fan account saying, "Still getting swept by Purdue once again." Like we're not even saying anything or tagging Purdue, and we're still sleeping in their heads rent free. It doesn't matter. The days of Robbie Hummel and relevant Purdue are way behind. Nobody talks about
so. You know when the last time Iowa was in so they haven't been in the preseason AP poll like Big Ten. I mean preseason like AP poll ratings in the last 5 years. So they're about to break that streak, and then they haven't been like a projected top team since like 2005, 2006.
Really? Top 5? Did you say?
Wow. Yeah. Like the last time they were like the highest Fran has been in the AP poll since he took over at Iowa's number 3 for a brief period early on in his career. That's the highest they've been.
That just shows how
and that's where we're getting ranked right now.
That just shows how good Luka is more than anything. Like, yeah, the team's bringing back great players, but you can't bring back multiple Luka Garzas.
I mean, the guards and everything with Jabo, with CJ. You have.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I have. Okay. I think two of the beasts clawing at my door right now.
The beasts are coming back.
I can't do it, dude. I got to get out of this house. I need to go back to school. Like, this is too much.
The real question is, what's worse, roommates or the dogs?
Oh, not the roommates compared to the dogs. The dogs are clawing at my door to get in. It sounds like a horror movie if you can't hear.
They just want to listen to the podcast.
Look, they can listen to it tomorrow, but right now they're going to have to stay out. I don't care.
I mean, they heard we're back. I mean,
I would be excited too.
Everybody's excited.
I would be too. It'd be a really boring life right now to be a dog with no sports. Sports are finally coming back, and they have something to listen to, and it's us. I get that they're excited, but let's show some respect.
Best sports podcast in the Big Ten.
They're whining right now. All right, let's go on to the next thing. Maybe if we talk about something else, they'll leave me alone.
Okay, so they might calm down. I think they're just so hyped for Iowa basketball. But quickly, what's your Iowa basketball prediction for the season?
Like I said, they're gonna be a top 10 team. If we get a tournament, they're a top 4 seed. Put them at number 3. I mean, you got to think.
I'm saying Final Four minimum.
I believe they can make a run, but there's just so much politics in basketball where you could see like Kentucky, Kansas, Duke, Michigan State, all those teams somehow, Gonzaga, North Carolina, sweeping those top like 6 seeds. If Iowa gets a 2, 3, or 4, not even a 2, just a 3 or 4, I'm ecstatic. That's great for Iowa basketball. Yeah. They'll make a run. It doesn't.
You just don't want a 1 seed.
No, you don't want a 1. I don't think they'll get a 1. But you don't want a too high of a seed. You want that nice, like I said, 2, 3, 4,
through 6. 2 through 6.
2 through 6.
Perfect money.
That is the sweet spot. So plus it's Iowa. Iowa athletics in general just has that underdog mentality of like, let's just show the world that we're Iowa good. So
exactly.
I think it won't really matter where they're seated. So I think Luka wins Player of the Year, though. I'll guarantee that. I'll put.
I'm just praying.
I won't
he's
put
healthy.
money on it. I won't put money on it. Oh, stop. He's made of
praying he's healthy.
Titanium and everything. Have you seen those earrings he wears out to the bars? Those are
earrings. Luka is the best Luka there is.
Yeah,
it's undeniable.
Those earrings got titanium in them. I mean, the guy.
Did you see he was wearing them in the press conference? He had that Luka confidence. He had to put the earrings on. Earrings Luka was making a big comeback this year. Now my question is, do the earrings get bigger as he gets better?
Yes. No, definitely. And I can't jump the gun on that because maybe the earrings are just a way to compensate. Like, let's say Luka shoots 3 for 12, goes 5 for 9 from the line. Maybe he's wearing bigger earrings out because, he didn't do so hot that he's got to compensate and be like, I'm still Luka. Like, it doesn't matter that I didn't shoot the ball well. You see these rocks? Like, they might have been bricks in the game, but these are some nice diamond rocks right here. That's what Luka's saying.
Here's a bigger question. So on the court, everybody notices the brows, like his eyebrows garner the most attention besides his game.
Yeah.
So if he was to wear the earrings in a game, what gets more attention, the eyebrows or the earrings?
I don't know. It might be the fact that he looks like he kind of wants to cry half the game. That's always what I realize, to be honest. But no, it's got to be the earrings. I mean, anytime you go out and you see Luka, the first thing you see is those studs. And it's hard to miss him when he's 7 foot tall. So easy enough.
And that earrings confidence, like, I respect it so much.
It's infectious. Sometimes I wish I could have earrings like Luka. Never.
Like the earrings are up to a point where they're of legend, where Iowa fans aren't going up to him anymore when they see him out with the earrings to take a picture with him. They want a picture with the earrings.
They know it's all business.
Oh, they know it's all business. You know when he's in business mode and when he's in fun mode based on the earrings.
Is Luka an entourage guy, or is he like a solo wolf? Does he kind of just go out by himself or with some of the teammates?
No,
like,
he always has 2 or 3 teammates with him.
Yeah.
And the one teammate I'm trying to think of, I can't remember his name. His stepdad's the Sox vice president.
Oh, Nico.
Yeah, Nico's always by his side. My buddy, shout out to Noah Siegel. He just posted a story when Luka announced of him taking a little video with Luka when they were out one night. And Nico Hobbs literally just hops in the video when he was done filming with Luka because he had to get that attention. Like, Nico needs to know that he wants everyone to know that Luka's his guy, and I respect it. Like, I really respect it.
Every Luka needs a hype man like that.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Like, think about it. Every football player, you never see a football player out solo. They always have 1 or 2 football players with them.
No, that's a good point.
And there's one football player, I don't know his name, but he always has this, like, chubby short guy with him who's like his hype man, and he like always is the guy who's like chopping it up with people, always chatting, always kind of
the football is it like his manager kind of?
I don't know. I maybe his like
his
manager,
his Maverick Carter, maybe.
Very well could be his Maverick Carter or Rich Paul.
Yeah. Maybe
I think it's on that track.
Yeah, maybe he's just way bigger than we thought. Whoever he is.
Whoever he is. He's the next Desmond King, and we don't even know what position he plays, but he could be. And now, speaking of Sox, though, let's talk about this baseball season. So the Cubs, leading the National League in wins this year, I don't mean to flex, but
whatever.
Cubs are just playing beautiful baseball. We didn't even hit a home run last night, and we still won the game against Pittsburgh. It was great.
Wow.
Who needs home runs when we score runs? That's
Honestly.
all I have to say.
Seriously.
That's all I have to say there.
The Cubs need to score a lot of runs when their bullpen's giving up a lot, but the Sox actually
scored two. We scored two.
No, it's fine. It's fine. The Sox, their bullpen, I think it was before this game against the Brewers, they had a 17 or 18 inning streak of scoreless bullpen baseball. If the starters don't get it done, like the tail end of the rotation for the Sox, their bullpen's pretty sick right now. I have the utmost confidence in it.
Okay.
And right now,
what's the Sox record? What's the Sox record? I'd love to hear it.
I think they're 5-4. They're topping they're topping the wild card, second in the AL Central.
Oh, see.
I mean,
all right.
In
Wrigleyville, we don't talk wild card spot. We talk win the division. We're 7-2 right now. 7-2, and multiply that by 3 because every game counts for 3 games.
Okay, but
so technically we have 21 wins and we have 6 losses.
Can I ask?
That's what I'm saying.
Can I ask? 2 of the teams in the Central and the NL Central, 2 of them, the Cardinals and the Brewers, have had games postponed for COVID. The Cardinals might not play again for all we know.
We don't need them.
Okay. Yeah.
Cardinals.
Cool. The Indians and the Twins have very good pitching staffs, and you're telling one of the younger teams in the Central to go against them in the first 5 games.
But I thought the Sox had players who were coming to they were having their Jesus moments.
They are, but they're young. You expect them to have Jesus moments in the first game with time. Yohan Moncada was a strikeout master. Yohan Moncada was a strikeout master his first year, and right now he's in the AL MVP betting lines as like one of the favorites because he's proven it. So the Sox are doing everything that they've proven that they were going to do.
That they were destined to do.
Yeah,
that's what all the Sox are saying.
Right now
Team of destiny.
They're winning 2-1. I'm happy right now.
Okay, but here's my question. Will you guys stay healthy? I'm not saying COVID healthy. I'm saying because guess what? I have been saying for the last 3 months, Eloy, the boy we got rid of, which I'm happy we did, he got a concussion. I said at the start of the season he was going to get hurt just like Kopech.
He's playing right now.
Oh, he is?
Yeah,
he came back?
Yeah, he's fine.
I didn't hear about that.
He's fine.
There's no buzz with the Sox that they're just still irrelevant. Once irrelevant, always irrelevant.
I don't know.
Haven't been relevant since 2005.
I don't know. I feel like that's a lot of slander, but I'll just let it go because.
Well, you guys stay healthy though.
We're fine. Everyone's healthy.
You have it in you.
Tim Anderson pulled his groin because he was too busy pulling it on everyone's face while he was just hitting dongs. I'm sorry. We're just trying to change the game, bring a little swagger to it. We're having a little fun playing baseball. That's all. How's Chris Bryant, by the way? How's he doing?
Chris Bryant's coming back real soon, so we're totally good. We're good here.
He's doing good? Yeah?
Yeah, he's doing fine. I mean, it's KB. He's going to come through in the playoffs. That's when we need him.
Playoffs. How'd it go last year? Playoffs?
Hey, last year
was a little tough. What about the year before that?
We were okay. We were okay. We made the playoffs. It was okay. It wasn't. It wasn't what we expect out of Cubs baseball. At least reaching the NLCS. But
see, this is what I thought about. I thought about this in the shower yesterday.
Oh, thinking about the Cubs in the shower.
No. But I was honestly just
that
thinking
really
about.
Sense.
I was thinking about
I think you're a closeted
Sox,
Cubs fan.
No, the Sox are just aspiring right now. Okay, they're ascending. They have some great young superstars who have tons of potential.
Chris Bryant has a hit, by the way, today.
Wow, that's like his 3rd on the year. But the Cubs, they were in a similar position that the Sox are in right now. A lot of good draft picks, a lot of good signings coming up, younger guys. The only issue is
players,
the issue right now that I see for the Cubs is they've already reached their ceiling
Oh,
and the Sox are still climbing to reach their ceiling. So I'd say the Sox are bound to be the better team when it's all said and done. I'd say when I'm 20, I'm 20 years old right now. When I'm 25, the Sox would have won 2 pennants, made a championship series, and dang it, World Series bound by the time I'm 25. Because
I
this
love
team is
hearing
too
that.
good.
I love hearing you say that.
Yeah.
Because the beauty about doing a podcast is we record them
Oh, I know.
compared to the radio.
I know.
So you will have this against you forever.
Oh, I know. August 3rd, 2020. Mark it down, ladies and gentlemen, because 5 years from now, we're going to look back and say, huh, how are the Sox doing?
By the
They're
time
gonna be
I'm
pretty good.
25, I guarantee you the Cubs have another pennant before the Sox. Guaranteed.
Before just one? Like, that's fun.
Just need one before. Just
Before.
one. That's all I'm asking.
That's it. I mean, that's just a boring bet.
That's all I need. It's just one.
Whatever. I mean, if that's what puts you to sleep at night.
2016. See, we have 2016. You know, we won the World Series 4 years ago. So the desperation to win a championship isn't as high.
4 years ago is like the same length of high school. It's like you need to close the book on 2016.
Oh, don't worry. We're going to win another one this year. By the way, we're going to make some acquisitions, improve the bullpen, get rid of, some of the guys that we have. And, we'll go from there. Oh, we're getting rid of Craig. I'm sorry. Craig is the Ohtani of relievers right now. Have you seen Ohtani pitch?
Yeah, I wish.
Ohtani's recorded like 3 outs the entire season.
I'm not going to take the time to go to my Twitter DMs and expose you, but you were pretty darn excited to see Ohtani come out.
Oh, no. Here's my problem is I was so excited when we got Kimbrel, and I was so excited to see Ohtani pitch and hit. The 2 biggest letdowns of baseball in 2020 for me. Those are the 2 biggest letdowns. I knew Kimbrel was going to be kind of bad again, but Ohtani, I thought he was going to be okay. Like, I thought he could at least pitch 5 innings, but he can't even get through 1.
Nah, he's bad.
He's awful. But, part of it, too, is, he didn't pitch for so long. And I think that's the biggest issue.
Same thing with the Christian Yelich. Gosh, what a blank.
Yeah.
He's playing right now, and
Steve's awful against the Cubs.
He's doing terrible. I mean, he got his second hit, I think, of the year, 3rd hit, and it was a belt high slider. 2nd hit, 2nd double. That's all he's got this year. He just signed
that contract.
He signed all he's got. And it's
just signed that big deal this year.
I think it proves that these players really need that spring training to get things going, because you see Christian Yelich not there, and you see other pitchers in the MLB just not hitting their spots, and then you see guys like what was his name, Tyler Alexander from the Tigers. There's guys like him
who are thriving,
who have something to prove, and they're like, I don't need this month or so of spring training. I just want to ball out, and he's balling out right now. So It's interesting because this season is a complete anomaly. We'll never see anything like this again. Aaron Judge is in the running to be MVP just because he can't stop hitting home runs. There's really no one else.
Well, and you look at it, and when some players are like, okay, it's 60 games, some of these players who are borderline pros are like, oh, I could ball for 60 games.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We play, 100 plus games a year. I can totally do 60. So you're going to see the guys who are trying to earn these bigger contracts and free agent, because the thing too that helps these bad borderline guys, or on the come up type of guys who are between a regular everyday player and a role player type of guy, is the fact that some of these big names got paid. Mookie Betts got paid, which nobody expected during COVID, when all these owners are, dealing with, all the issues that they're dealing with trying to keep the teams afloat.
Yeah.
So when you think about these guys, they're like, if I ball for 60 games, I could get paid in free agency now when there's a full season. All I have to do is 60 games. That's it. And that's the thing that's going to be interesting to see, is you can tell who's really competing to compete and who just doesn't care and is there for the money.
Yeah. And Yoenis Cespedes is a guy that comes to mind. Oh my gosh. He's a guy that comes to mind. He played 10 games, and then was batting sub 200, hit a couple home runs, and then he just
Yeah.
went to a mall, took a picture with a fan, and then packed his bags and left. Might go ride his horse on his ranch and break his ankle again. Doesn't matter. The guy's out of his contract now. I mean, he's made nearly that $100 million. I don't know if he made all of it, but pretty darn close. What a swindling of a contract he did.
Oh, yeah. Amazing job.
Just to win the home run derby, sign that huge contract, and then never play.
But the best is Jacoby Ellsbury for the Yankees, where he basically sat for 7 years, did not pay, and he's still fighting for that 8th year on his contract. Like, he's still fighting for that final year. I love it. But the thing that's interesting, too, is you look at the Astros. And I want to lead into this, and then we'll go back into some of the opt-outs, opt-ins, some of that talk. But you look at guys like Altuve, Springer, and they're all batting like 150 around there. And it's so funny. It's just so entertaining. Like, I follow the Astros World Tour account, and you just see every day, like, there's something that happens. Altuve gets caught stealing, and everybody makes a meme out of it. Like, it's just beautiful to see. I love watching them struggle.
I don't know when that's gonna stop. Like, truly, I enjoyed Jose Altuve as a baseball player before this entire thing. I asked myself, when am I going to like him again? I don't know. Maybe when he like comes out and apologizes. I don't even know if that'll be enough. Maybe I need him to get hit by 10 baseballs in the rib cage. I don't know.
I'm on Carlos Correa hit.
Him too. I don't care. Bregman can get hit. He's a snobby little. I don't even know what to call him, dude. He just looks like.
And he was in the MVP running last year, too.
And
he almost won it.
He looks like someone you just want to punch when they're in the wrong and won't admit it. He does. So
we don't condone violence, though.
We don't, but baseball allows you to throw a ball really hard at someone. And
if they deserve it, they deserve to get beamed.
They deserve it. And look, if you're Joe Kelly, don't aim at their head, like behind their head, and maybe you won't get 8 games, which, I mean, we won't even address it. We'll just say out off the bat, it's dumb that he got 8 games out of a 60-game season. And
Joe Kelly got suspended when nothing happened to the Astros. The owner got fined, and that was it.
The owner got fined. The manager
$5 million.
Beltran isn't manager.
Yeah,
what else?
He didn't get a manager of the Mets, and
the players are still playing.
And Cora got released from the Red Sox, and that was it.
Who cares? Is that intern that suggested it still there? Like, what are they actually doing to fix this?
I want to know if they removed the trash cans out of the dugout. That's what I want to know personally.
I don't know. You know what?
This is baseball. Think about it.
No, you know how the Astros get by it? You know how they get by it? They get those hand sanitizer, those big pump stands.
Oh, yeah.
And they just start nailing those in the dugout. Like, they'll break 12 of them if they need to. They'll just get 12 hand sanitizer pumps.
They just start smacking them.
Say they're trying to diffuse this coronavirus situation. Just start whamming on them for Altuve and Springer. We'll see their splits go up in 2-3 weeks. Yeah. No problem.
Totally. Speaking of weeks, what's your bet for when the season gets canceled? The Marlins had 19 plus people. If it gets canceled.
I want to say
plus people, Cardinals, Brewers.
Keep that optimism. I mean, I don't know. How many games are we at? We're at like 10 right now.
Yeah.
We got another 50. Like, unless teams truly decide, hey, like, we don't want to be like the Marlins or not say like the Cardinals, but you just don't want to be in the media getting caught for like not caught, but just an outbreak, period. You just don't want your name associated with that in the media if you don't need to. So unless these teams start to take it more seriously and the players really, it's going to get canceled really soon. Like, they're not going to let this keep going.
I give it 10 to 15. I give it 10 to 15 games in the next 1 to 2 weeks.
Yeah, like that's what is today? The 3rd, like I said.
I think by the 15th or around there.
Honestly, by the time I move in and like classes have started, like 20th,
24th.
24th. Yeah, it'll probably be done by then. They'll still have the NHL because the bubble will be succeeding. The NBA will
will be
still
around.
be succeeding.
NFL, no chance.
The NFL will be on notice. They will be on the hot seat on if they can figure it out.
Did you see what the Saints are doing? They're doing like a voluntary bubble at like the Lowe's in downtown New Orleans where they're trying to take up like 4 floors. But the problem is if every team.
Wait, it's in a Lowe's?
Yeah, it's like in a Lowe's hotel. And
I thought it was like a Lowe's.
That would have been amazing. Can you imagine?
Sam, that's what I thought. Like they were gonna be like getting their ankles taped on like mulch bags.
Oh,
that's what I thought.
That would have been wonderful. Drew Brees just getting propped up, and Malcolm Jenkins knocks him out of the way and says, "This is my mulch bag. This is where I train."
That's what I thought. Oh man, that's way different.
But like, if every team would need to do a bubble like that for it to work.
Yeah.
And think about what's so hard with that is you have to do 32 teams, 52 guys minimum per team, not counting coaches.
That's just players. We got coaches. We got assistants. We got assistants, practice squads. We got medical staff, trainers, water.
It's a mess.
People who are holding the ball. People who are filming the practice. People who are paparazziing the practice.
True.
There's really going to be just so many people.
It's going to be a mess.
It is going to be a mess. Baseball's been a mess. I mean, you have the players and the owners going at each other's necks like, kids. And then once they decide to figure it out, kind of just like forced into this 60-game season. The youngest budding star in baseball, Juan Soto, gets tested for coronavirus, and his situation on opening night was its own debacle. Of like
I was shocked they played.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 4 days of like asymptomatic exposure. You played a scrimmage, you practiced, you did whatever, and then you were supposed to play a game, and they still played the game like it was business like usual. The manager called it business as usual. I think the Marlins going in their group text and asking if they should play while sick or not just proves nothing about this is business as usual. So when you see something like that happen just on opening night, when the baseball is trying to figure it out, trying to get fans back, and they have that on opening night, it's really hard to say that they're going to go through it this whole season. Now, the main reason I think a lot of the owners and even maybe Manfred dragged their feet was because they're having the extended postseason. They're having 16 teams make it. And it's the most postseason games since like the 60s or whatever. And I guess I didn't look to it, but probably those playoffs had the most 7-game series just because of how many games there were. But if you have 16 teams in the playoffs, that's so many nationally televised games. That's all the MLB wanted. They just want to get to the postseason. Maybe the MLB has a plan for the postseason. I mean, it's a lot easier to contain people in that playoff setting because it's a lot more serious. But, you can't sit there and say, oh, we're just waiting for the playoffs when you can't even get there in a safe manner. You can't.
And what's crazy, too, is you look at baseball, and it's like every 10 years, every 5 to 10 years, there's a controversy.
Oh, yeah.
You have steroids, you have, the Altuve cheating stuff, you have this and that, and then they can't even handle the virus. Like, they don't have a great plan of how to contain the players compared to, because they're not doing a bubble. And, like...
What do you think that, like, the issue of there always being an issue in baseball stems from? Is it a cultural problem from the top of baseball? Because like they made steroids acceptable then didn't, and then this Altuve thing or just the Astros thing, they smacked them on the wrist.
I think baseball's biggest issue, and I've thought about this a lot, where you look at A-Rod, where A-Rod went up and down with the cheating stuff. They'd bring him back, then they finally really suspended him in 2014, 15, that time period. And then he just kind of quietly retired off into the sunset as a Yankee advisor. But I think baseball's biggest struggle since they've been around so long is how do they stay relevant?
Yeah.
And they're always behind, the NBA since the 90s or late 80s has been so innovative with how to grasp national attention and how to keep it culturally relevant and internationally, like becoming an international sport, growing the game, growing the brand through MJ, LeBron, Kobe, like all these big guys.
I think
and
one of the things in the NBA that people don't really see but glance over is it's a story that they're telling throughout the
Right.
season. This is their story that they want to build up to the final like climax, and that's usually you can tell during LeBron's career it has always ended with LeBron getting the final somehow. And you can, not to say that it's rigged, but the NBA has that entertainment factor where
stars come first.
They want the best players out there all the time. It doesn't, like, it's not that it's not the best team, but it's the best players that they want.
Like, look at Giannis. Like, now
Yeah.
all the NBA talk is about if the Warriors are going to trade for Giannis.
Yeah. Oh,
where's Giannis going?
Yeah.
They're turning him into the next Braun and the face of the league, basically.
Yeah,
and
you can see it before it even happens. They try to do it with so many people, and Giannis is the next example of that.
And you look at baseball, and Derek Jeter was kind of the one face of the league for the 20 years he played, where he was like the consistent face, where he might have not been the best player statistically every year, but he was the captain. He had the brand. Yeah. He was in New York. Like, he had the like LeBron LA-esque type of branding that that you can do. And then you have a guy like Mike Trout, where if he played for the Dodgers, they'd have that. He's the best player in baseball. The biggest problem is he plays for a team where he can't win the playoffs. And I think that's part of the problem because, he has the Nike shoes. He has all that stuff. But the thing that's preventing baseball from getting more of the kids who are quitting football every year, like, parents aren't signing kids up for football and they're putting them in baseball. But part of it is when kids look at on social media who they want to be like, baseball players are at the bottom of the list compared to football. And
it's hard for young males to sit there and envision a masculine future in someone like let's just say, for example, like Yohan Moncada. How many 10-year-olds are sitting there and looking at Yohan Moncada and going, God, I just want to hit the baseball like Yohan. Like, not many. But if someone sees, like, this is a dime of a dozen, but Mitch Trubisky throw a gorgeous 40-yard corner in the end zone throw, every kid wants to be like Mitch.
The few he throws, he gets a lot of fans.
Now, it's a tough, that's not a great comparison, but it's still really
But everybody
easy.
wants to be the quarterback.
Everybody wants to be the quarterback. Not everybody wants to be the right fielder in charge of gunning people out in the ninth inning. Like, that's not something that people think about. Now, if you're a baseball player and you love baseball, maybe you do think about that. But there's always going to be that minority in any sport you look at. Like, football, you got all the offensive linemen that love being offensive linemen. Why? Who the hell knows? They like hitting people in the face really hard all the time.
One thing I've thought a lot about too is you would think baseball would be a more relatable sport for people because you can be all size, all shapes, whatever, and play.
Yeah.
But football and basketball, just from at least my background, from what I've seen growing up, are more relatable. Like, even basketball, because everybody can play. You can include anybody in a horse game, pickup, whatever. So everybody feels like they can be a basketball player. Like, kids dream to be it. Even if they might not have the height, they still want to be the LeBrons, the Kobes, the Shaqs, the whoever, no matter what the size they are. But, like, you look at a guy like Aaron Judge or Giancarlo Stanton, who have all the power in the world. They're all-stars. They have, Stanton's an MVP. Like, you have all those things, and they're playing in New York. And you don't hear people being like, oh, I want to be like Judge, like what you were saying. But, like, also, too, just the look of baseball players, like, when you look at guys that big, it almost feels
there's no stereotypical baseball look. Like, you could say you look like a baseball player, but in reality, what does that mean?
Right. Because it's more about the outfit than the build.
Right. It could be Jose Altuve to Aaron Judge. Like, there's so much in between. And as skinny as Chris Sale, as fat as Pablo Sandoval, it doesn't matter.
Or Bartolo Colon.
As old as Cologne. Like, it seriously, all shapes and sizes, all colors and whatever in baseball.
Yeah. I think one of the biggest, I love baseball. I know you love baseball,
Mm-hmm.
but I think one thing that really hurts baseball is the amount of games they play.
Yeah.
Because like I played fantasy baseball for 2-3 years. I'm not doing it this year because the shortened season and stuff. But by July, August, I'm usually done with it. Like I
Yeah.
cannot do daily transactions. Like it just gets too draining, too boring.
Yep.
Compared to fantasy football, once a week you put your team together. Anybody can do it. It's not that hard,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody is into it.
Yep.
And like with basketball, fantasy basketball isn't that big, but everybody plays 2K. So
So
that keeps it relevant.
does the MLB? There's no way they ever shorten the season.
I wonder if they do, but then I wonder too, like, even if it's shorter, they would really have to work at getting a younger audience. And how do you do that at this point? Because part of it is going to the games and stuff. So what if there's I wonder how COVID impacts it in the long term.
Yeah. There's so much unknown with how COVID's going to affect sports after
I know.
people are really allowed to start coming back. Nobody knows. Like we're not allowed to come back to sporting events right now. Like the guy at Ohio State's like, "Oh, maybe we can get 25,000 people in the stadium." No, I don't think you're going to be able to get 25,000 in their gym or whatever your name is. Like we're not allowed to right now. But
Right.
once we are, who the hell knows what's going to be like the norm at a baseball game? How do you keep fan engagement up? You have like people run around on the field, throw T-shirts, shoot T-shirts at people. You have on the jumbotron like the hot dogs running in a race. There's not a whole lot you can do. If you socially distance the people, then there's not as much human interaction. People are going to get bored.
Right.
Those camera shots are going to be of people on their phones at the games even more so.
And it's going to be so spaced out. It's going to be like there are no people here, even if there are 25,000.
Seriously.
Then
who knows?
And then it's like, okay, you get 20,000 people in an arena, or you're trying to onto a field. How can you try to get 20,000 people if NFL players and college players are opting out of the season? Like you can't even get your whole team to show up for a game. Like the Patriots have 7 players who have opted out so far?
I have it up actually. I had a whole list of opt out, and it's really it's kind of weird because like you said with the Patriots, they have let's count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They have 8. Okay, there's teams.
They're tanking for Trevor.
There's teams like the Cardinals, the Falcons, the Colts, the Raiders, Chargers, Dolphins, Niners, Steelers, Bucks. They don't have anyone opting out, okay?
Right.
But the Patriots have a couple Super Bowl champs, a tight end that plays primarily a lot. Now, granted, they drafted 4 or whatever, but you got 8 people opting out. You lost a lot of your defense.
Hightower.
They must know something from Bill that a lot of other teams don't know or aren't taking seriously, because Bill probably is telling them, hey, this season probably isn't going to happen. So you're better off just opting out now and saying, hey.
So you don't get sick and then.
Yep.
Yeah.
But this is the second question I have. Why aren't more guys from the Patriots opting out? Like, why is it just these guys? Why is it just Matt Lacrosse, Marquise Lee, Patrick Chung, Dante Hightower? Like, where's the McCourties? Where's any of the offensive linemen? Granted, Marcus Cannon did, but he had a battle with cancer, I believe. So,
yeah,
I don't know. Obviously, the Patriots know something. They're up to something.
I think part of it, too, is just the fact of, they're football players. Like some of these people are athletes where they're just like, I don't care what happens. I signed up to play in the NFL. I'm living on my dream. I'm going to play no matter what. It's the same thing. It's not the same thing, but the way I kind of try to justify player, for me, I think the NFL should probably be canceled just because I don't see how you can protect guys from not basically just spitting on each other. They're literally on top of each other.
Yeah, I saw a video. There was a video of those clear face masks they had in the front, and they had these guys from LSU wearing the clear, right here in front. And I'm thinking 80% of D1 guys they want to wear the clear visor. Okay, cool, clear visor. but that cuts off like half your face,
Vision.
right? So then you get not even vision, but it's just like a bubble then. So if you get another half right here, you got a little slit of air that like can come through. So these guys said like in the video they're wearing it and they can't breathe out because it's just covered. So then there needs to be, and this is a big need, but there needs to be like some patented technology or something to come out where it's able for these guys to breathe like a mask and just breathe freely, because they said it was like breathing through a Ziploc bag. Like it was just straight up, there's not enough air coming in when you suck in than you are blowing out. And plus it's fogging everything up. So this guy was wearing it with the visor on top and then the shield on the bottom. And I was like, dang, like how is like, let's just say hypothetically Alabama plays Auburn. And how are we going to sit here? No, scratch that. I don't even want that. Let's say Arizona State. All right. How are we going to give offensive linemen who want to wear the visor because they don't want spit in their eyes, but they want to wear this because they need to, because it's required? How are we going to tell those offensive linemen in 110 degrees, 120 on the turf, hey, you're going to be fine wearing this. Just drink cold water. We'll have like a cooling fan on the sideline. But during your drive, you're shit out of luck. Like, you're just going to have to do it, man. That's why the Pac-12, those guys made that, I don't even know that petition and just signed it saying, we're not going to play. There's no plan. We're not going to play. I don't blame them. There's seriously.
Oh, no, I respect it.
Zero pay in this. Like, there's the
California bill or whatever.
Yeah, okay, cool. But these guys aren't getting money. They're getting a scholarship. And their scholarship matters just as much as anyone else's time at college right now, because they're as equal as, like.
No, the way I've said it is
they're able to get the virus just like you and I. So it really, their scholarship, yeah, they're on scholarship, but they can still get the virus. And to tell them to shut up and play football or something, or like play basketball or whatever in college, it's stupid. These are kids. Like, they have their own decisions.
Right.
They're standing up and taking a stand and trying to make some change. Get something moved so they can play football, not play football and be unsafe. Like, I totally agree with what you're doing.
No, I mean, the biggest thing is, you look at Iowa and all the football players are back on campus and stuff. You think about how every summer class this summer at Iowa was online. Employees weren't allowed to go back to Iowa buildings. They were barred from them. Everything was closed all summer. But these kids were allowed to go back. Yep. To me, sure, they're athletes. Sure, some of them are going to go to the NFL, do things in sports and in football. But first of all, they're students.
Yeah.
They're students before anything. They're an equal student. So why should they be forced or pressured to risk their lives?
Because there's going to be this argument from the administration that, like, they're not being forced into it, but it was – voluntary. They went to voluntary workouts. Okay, but these voluntary workouts are here because this is a football program that generates how many millions for the school?
So much.
They're here for a reason. I have a friend, I'm not going to name him. I'm sure people who listen know who I'm talking about. But he's an incoming freshman, and he's going to a school in the AAC. And he goes to his voluntary workouts in the summer, and within a week gets COVID and gets moved out of his apartment for a week or whatever, and has to just sit there with a case of water, his Xbox, and a TV and just do whatever. This kid, like, nicest kid in the world, but had no business being there. And he wanted to go early. He had no business being there. And he got COVID within a week. Okay.
That's wild.
He didn't need to. He wanted to because he wants to start. That's the only reason he's there.
I was about to say that.
Only reason he's there is because he wants to start. He has a damn close chance to. But you don't get a better chance getting COVID. It's not like truly, it's not like, and it's really tough for me to say because, like, I'm not on a team. I'm not a coach. But it's almost like coaches, the administration, the universities, like everything just, there doesn't seem to be a unified care about the players or this universal safety going on. Like, there's nothing right now in this country that's under control, and to think that anything is under control for these kids to play like athletic sporting events, like the professional leagues can't get it done right now. Who's to say that the colleges are going to get this right?
Is you think about this, you were bringing up the kid who wanted to start, your friend. That's the issue, is all these kids are fearing, just like high school sports too. Like in Florida, the schools are having voluntary workouts and stuff. It's wild. And everybody's fearful because if you miss summer workouts, you're sitting on the bench to start the season. Because they're going to say to you, yeah, it was voluntary, but you haven't been here for 2 months. This kid was working his ass off. What are you going to do? And you're going to lose your spot, or you won't get a chance to earn a spot. And then you start off on a bad foot, or you end on a bad note. Yeah. For seniors who are working hard to get spots, and it's just an unfair situation.
Plus, even to go to like the high school, what are these seniors getting? Like out of like a high school season? And let's just speak in hypotheticals. Let's say this coronavirus situation isn't figured out going in next year. What are these seniors going into college next year? Let's say that these kids got D1 or whatever offers, and they take them. There's a whole new class of kids who want to prove themselves because they didn't get a chance to play their senior year. Now they get their chance because they got their scholarship. Now they want to prove that they can play. I hope things are controlled by then, but you're going to see a whole class of kids that want to come in and play right away and compete. There's going to be so much competition, and there's going to be just no room for error. Like, there's really, in college athletics, there's no time for any just takeoff time. You can't. There's always – they have the issue of the eligibility where if someone's done, they're done. Like, you can't just keep them back for another year and say, hey, like, stay back and play. These kids gotta, like, they get older and then you gotta move on. So I don't know where the hell I'm going with it, but seriously, I don't know what colleges are gonna do. There's no, like, plan. And I mean, like, redshirting and anything, it's just a big screwed up situation. It is a total mess. And that's why you see conferences going out and making these own decisions on their own and just saying, hey, we're going to play 10 games, conference, 1 non-conference, maybe. These conferences don't have the NCAA telling them what to do. There's no commissioners telling everyone what to do.
The NCAA is so fake.
Yeah,
because they're leaving it up to the conferences. Yeah, it's like, but then the NCAA can say to players, you don't deserve to get compensated. So it's like, what is their role? And the problem is, it's like the NCAA is this odd governing body where nobody knows their exact purpose or role.
And I think this coronavirus pandemic has
think it's changing things for the players.
It's really proven that they don't need the NCAA.
Right.
What has the NCAA done in this pandemic to figure things out for the conferences? Nothing. I haven't seen.
I was going to say they've announced conferences. You decide what to do.
Great. And then I'm sure they're retweeting the conference decisions just to let other people know what's going on. They're not doing anything. Like, I'm sure they're sitting back and saying, we'll see what happens. But there probably won't be any sports. And that's what they're saying. They don't care.
Exactly.
They don't care.
Exactly. And now for a quick score update, which is a new segment for the podcast that we didn't do on the radio show because on radio you have very strict guidelines, and we don't like those.
That's one way to put it.
It's the best way to put it. So some highlights currently right now for tonight. You have the Pirates in Minnesota tied 4-4 top of the 7th. My Cubby is leading Kansas City 1-0 end of the 6th. Love to see that. And then NHL Blackhawks are playing tonight. What's your prediction with the Blackhawks? I'm calling a dub.
4-3. McDavid had, I think, 4 points in the first game. I think he's going to have another 2, but I think Dreisaitl's going to score himself a goal. I was going to say 3-1. I just think – the Oilers are so good. There's no reason McDavid other than Tays shutting him down, there's no reason McDavid shouldn't score another goal or two. But we'll see. The Hawks defense is just as bad as anyone else's. God damn it. The Sox are losing 4-2. I just turned to it.
There we go. I was waiting for you to announce the Sox update. And so,
God, that's such a buzzkill, dude.
I'm feeling great. Sox are losing.
The
Cubs
Royals
winning.
Are terrible.
I can't complain.
All right, I'm just going. Oh! Is that a nice pickle? Atta boy. All right, this is my sleeper pick. Abreu has looked sneaky good at first. If he's not up for a Gold Glove at the end of the year, or in conversation for having a super good glove, I'll quit talking sports because Jose Abreu looks unreal at first base.
That is a bold statement to make.
I'll say it right now. He looks like I'll look high and low for someone to commend Jose Abreu's defensive ability. But as a fan watching, he looks unreal. Like I never thought he was good. He has turned two double plays.
I'm gonna hold you to it.
You got.
I'll talk to my friends over at ESPN. Make sure you get blocked at the end of the year.
They look,
and we'll make sure you'll talk about fashion. We'll make that your new talk show.
Please, I'll cover anything. Fashion.
Okay.
Like guess what brands I'm wearing right now?
I see Iowa Hawkeyes.
All right, yeah, that's not a brand.
I know, but I don't know the shirt. I don't know the shirt brand. Oh, you don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know the brand. No, but this is Iowa. All right, but what about everything else?
I can't see, so
you go. Just guess. I'm so fast.
Pajamas.
No, I'm wearing shorts, but I'm wearing
socks.
Go what brand socks?
Nike.
All right, yeah. So every kid has Nike.
Everybody has to wear Nike. I mean, come on. I mean, 2020 got to be. Then there's the elementary schoolers that wear like the stance socks with the AI.
No,
my brother wears them too, and he's 17. So.
There's the kids in junior high and middle school
Charlie.
that still wear the $15 pairs of Nike Elites.
Oh, yeah.
They try to get like every color of them. Oh my God. I know so many kids that I grew up with did that. I think I have some in my drawer if I'm just.
Oh, I mean, you have to if you were growing up.
Everybody
has Elites.
I had the Navy pair. Oh, and I had the
Elites and slides.
Dude, I had a cool Georgetown Hoya's like shooting shirt, and it was gray and navy blue. I would wear my blue Nike Elite socks, and then I don't know. I think I moved them in at school, but I have these. I had them when I was in 7th grade, Sam, and I still have them. They're these gray Jordan slides. They're beat up to hell.
I know what you're talking about.
But
with the white Jordan logo.
Yeah, and I wear them.
Yeah.
And I was so fitted up. I was like, gray slide, blue sock, whatever short, doesn't matter because the Hoyas matching the slides. So I was looking really cool in 7th grade. But that was like the only pair of Elites that I honestly cared about. I think my friend gave me a pair of his LeBron Christmas edition ones were like blue and green, and I don't think I ever wore them again. Swear to God.
Dude, if you didn't wear Nike Elites in 2012,
no,
you did not like sports.
No.
That's my bold statement for the night. You did not watch sports if you didn't wear Nike Elites.
Well, weren't the college basketball players wearing Nike Elites during the games? Isn't that
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to think because like the NBA kind of transitioned to wearing like elite type socks, but they weren't elites. They were the stance.
And it was all the AU kids and stuff who wore them. And, you weren't a real hooper. Like, I played basketball growing up. And if you went to the gym and you didn't have your Nike Elites and your new pair of bronze or whatever, KDs, you weren't a real hooper.
The KDs. Every kid had the new KDs. Oh.
Yeah. Or the hyper dunks, when Dirk was wearing the hyper dunks.
I was a big hyper dunk guy. I was a big hyper dunker.
Dude, I was a hyper dunker at first. I loved hyper dunks early on. And then I switched over to LeBron's. Like the LeBron Soldiers were like my favorite to play in.
Right. Yeah. Ooh.
Dude, they were the
Ooh,
cheaper pair. I will
LeBron.
admit. I'll admit they were a cheaper pair.
Ooh, LeBron.
But those were my hooping shoes for about 2-3 years. Love the Soldiers. But anyway, since we haven't been on air for a while now, we took a little break because of our friend pandemic. What is your favorite sports funny post, meme, anything that's come out lately?
I don't know. I think we've talked about it a lot, but it's got to be Jay Cutler and his chickens. Just his chicken.
Okay, you were gonna go the J route
because
the greatest player of all time.
The fact that I noticed Jay's chickens were getting demolished, but then my mom and my grandma began to notice, I'm pretty sure, that Jay's chickens were having an issue, at which point I then realized Jay's chickens are a worldwide problem. Everyone was caring about the chickens. And then Jay went as so...
Jay is the GOAT.
Jay is the GOAT, but Jay was so good. He got a sponsorship from some firearm company to start a poll on what the animal was to get someone a free 22 and like $200 to the store. I was like, Jay, that's smart. Good for you, man. Hope you find that whatever. Turns out I think it was a raccoon, right? I don't know.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so but it was so funny. Like I think it was Zach Miller commented on one of Jay's posts that he's better off just opening up a Chick-fil-A at this point. Because all the chickens kept getting killed.
Zach Miller, Kyle Long, and Josh McCown are like Jay's boys.
They were grilling him. That was awesome. What about you?
Dude, has to be Atlanta, Magic City, Lou Williams, and the chicken wings. That is my favorite of the last few weeks.
Or speaking of Atlanta, their XFL uniforms for their NFL team.
Right. Oh, those uniforms are beautiful.
Didn't they get a new logo too? Like, don't they?
The ATL garbage. You mean that, or you mean the Falcon logo?
I'm pretty sure. Well, I know they have a new ATL, but I'm pretty sure their Falcon is new too.
Yeah, it was. I think they did a little bit more of a throwback Falcon.
Yeah, whatever. Looks stupid.
Yeah, but Lou Williams, like, did you see the post on Barstool where somebody went to the place for wings and they posted a picture of the wings? They looked gas. Like, I literally hit up the boys and I was like, we're doing a road trip to Atlanta after the pandemic.
So like I can't say I'm a wing connoisseur.
Oh.
Obviously, Lou is a way better opinion than me. Those look really good. I'm not a lemon pepper guy. I'm pretty sure that's what he got on his wings. I'm not a lemon pepper guy.
The post I saw, it looked like buffalo. That's what I saw.
All right. Lou Will doesn't strike me as a buffalo on his wing guy.
He's more of a lemon pepper guy. I can see that.
He's a little tang.
Or like a garlic wing or something. Like something just obscure.
Yeah, something so hard to like mask that when he got back to the bubble, you're like, Lou, why do you smell like garlic and stripper? He goes, I don't know what you're talking about. Hold on, did you see Jalen Rose do his Godfather impersonation on his show?
No.
So it was on his Jalen Jacoby. He took a ball of like paper and put it into his mouth like Marlon Brando from The Godfather.
Oh God! And
he started talking to the girl, like some stripper apparently ratted on Lou Will for she gave him a dance and she ratted on him, and then Jack Harlow posted a picture.
He posted on that's how everybody found out, the Insta story.
So if you haven't seen it yet, anyone listening and you as well, Sip, go look at Jalen Rose's. He tweeted it. It's a clip from his show. And he just puts the piece of paper in there, and Jacoby's dying laughing the whole time. And you could just tell Jalen was speaking not for himself, but for the entirety of the league. Just on how there's a code. There's a code of what goes on, and what goes on stays within that code.
Well, did you hear what Kendrick Perkins said?
Oh my God!
ESPN?
What did he end up saying now?
He said something like, on ESPN,
Scotty's the GOAT
on Get Up. Surprisingly, he didn't say that for this conversation. He said, Lou Will has a reputation at Magic City. He's like, I'm not surprised. His reputation, like he starts talking
His
about
reputation precedes himself.
he basically insinuated that Lou Williams is like a big strip
He's a
club guy.
regular.
Like it's always out.
He's like James Harden, bro. They hang out.
Did you see Shannon Sharp tweet about it too?
Of course, Shannon said something. What'd he say?
I mean, Shannon's from Georgia. He tweeted something out about.
Oh, was it about the wings? Is it about the wings?
Yeah, something like that. I don't even remember.
That's
at
how
this
he
point,
is.
but I know. But when Shannon Sharp speaks out about it,
you gotta listen,
and it's serious.
Yeah,
you gotta listen. Him and his goat head.
Oh my! God. He's drinking Hennessy.
The goat. Hennessy.
Yeah, that guy. All right. He's a goof.
And Skip Bayless with his Jordans, his daily Jordan.
Absolute goof. Skip looks like a 200-year-old tortoise with the lines and stretches his old neck's got. I can't stand Skip. Swear to God, I cannot. I can't stand. I really. And it's nothing against Stephen A. or Kellerman. I can't stand that show either. Like,
yeah, no, I don't watch First Take.
I can't watch it anymore. I can get behind Get Up because Greeny's had his pot of coffee every morning.
Right, so Greeny's the goat.
Greeny's buzzing every morning to tell you what's going on, and he'll give you his 2 cents as well. But he'll make sure to tell you it's just his 2
cents. And he
cents.
keeps going. He doesn't stop.
He doesn't stop.
All morning, all 3 hours.
The whole morning's a transition for him. They're like, all right, keep transitioning into this Greeny. He goes, I'm already there, man. I'm already in the next segment.
That is so true. So true.
All right, what do we – God, I'm sick of this. I'm sorry, but Chicago commercials – for anyone listening, they all have Chicago athletes who just stand awkwardly next to an attorney. And this one was Ankin Law. I'm pretty sure DeBrincat and Tim Anderson have done commercials for this guy. But they just stand like next to him, hands in pockets, just looking awkward. And then it's just – I'm like, why? Like, what's the point of having this guy?
Or you have the Brian Urlacher highway signs.
Oh, no, but those are good because he was bald, and everyone knew he was bald. He was the bald guy on the Bears. Now he's not. So
now he's the ex-Bear player with hair.
Yeah, now he's
bald guy.
Hold on. There was I think Trevathan called out Urlacher and Ditka. Yeah, because Ditka
he called out Ditka for the flag stuff.
Right. Well, Urlacher basically endorsed what Ditka said. And Trevathan said in his tweet, like, all past legends, former players, whatever, shut your ass up. That's what he basically said. So, yeah, I guess Brian's not welcome anymore when Danny's there. It's Danny's room now. Yeah.
Yeah, 54 is not welcome at House Hall.
Right.
But I think
getting going. This is exciting.
Yeah, hopefully we get a quick goal. But to end this first podcast, it's only fitting to end it on football and to talk Iowa football predictions if there is a season and to talk about this summer of Iowa football.
So it's really hard for me to sit here and say I don't expect something other than like 9-4 or like 10-3.
Yeah.
I'd be happy with that. It's a good season. Good season. Oh, you have no idea what just happened.
What happened?
Jose just tied the game up, baby.
Oh.
2-run donger. Oh, yes, baby.
They got to check him for steroids.
God, that was good. Boy, Jose.
I'm going to call up the commissioner.
No, but have either Petrus or what was my boy's name?
Oh, speaking of college football real quick, did you see what the Big 12 announced?
What?
They are doing a scheduling model of 9 conference games and 1 non-conference. So that's going to allow like Iowa State to play like Ball State or whatever they were talking about doing.
Wait. They're only playing 10 games?
Yeah.
How many games?
That's what the Big Ten's doing too. But they're doing 1 non-conference.
What's the ACC doing?
10 games, but all in conference.
So they're only doing 10 total. Big Ten's doing 11.
Big Ten's doing 10, I think.
Oh my! I don't know because I'm just wondering if all these conferences are going to be like on the same page with games, because I can only assume the committee, if a season's to happen, a committee would take a 9-win or not 9-win, excuse me, like a 10-win Ohio State over an 11-win like Oklahoma State or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Or like a 10-1 Oklahoma.
Oh, Cubs up 2-0, by the way.
Yeah, whatever. But you know what I'm saying? Like I personally can't keep all the conferences straight. I guess that's just something we got to get used to. But I don't know. I guess I got to like put it on a spreadsheet and figure it out for myself. But back to Iowa. Deuce. Is that the kid's name? Deuce Hogan?
Yep. Deuce Hogan.
Yeah. All right. So it's either Petrus or Hogan at quarterback. I think I've said before, and I'll say it again. Your name's Deuce. Your quarterback.
From Texas.
Hogan. You're from Texas. Okay. You're a stud, and you decide to come to Iowa. You're going to be a leader in my eyes already.
He's brought the team together during all the COVID stuff, the whole freshman class.
So I like him. I like this Deuce guy. Never met him. But I hope to, because I like a guy named Deuce that plays quarterback.
Did you ever meet Nate Stanley, though?
I saw him. That's about it. I only saw him.
Now, the real question is, would you have rooted for Nate Stanley if you liked him as a person?
That's unfair, Sam. That's an unfair
Because now what happens if you're rooting for Deuce, you meet him? What if you meet Deuce and then you don't like Deuce? Like, as a human being, he's a disappointment. Do you still root for him?
Yeah.
Because his name's Deuce.
Yep. I can't change that.
That gives you credibility.
I can't change the fact that his name is Deuce. The fact that
you
his name
go from
is
a guy named Nate Stanley to Deuce Hogan.
No, and it's not even that his name is just Nate Stanley. Like he couldn't have embodied the name Nate Stanley
better.
Just any better than just looking like some. No offense,
plain quarterback.
You're a professional athlete. No, I'll say whatever the hell I want. Big doofus on the sideline with your big blow up inflatable head. Like it looks like his head was a hot air balloon sometimes. He got a big head, big old noggin. Then he wore a visor. Looked like a super athlete who has the best QB sneak average in the nation. Someone record that.
He was the definition of a plain, boring Iowa quarterback. That's what Nate Stanley was.
Yeah.
With the potential to have a big arm to make big throws, but those plays were never called when they were needed.
God, and can we just change it from Nate? Because I'm starting to get PTSD from like the
Deuce,
Michigan Penn State games.
Back on Deuce and Penn.
Deuce, touchdowns, Walter Camp, Heisman, Deuce Hogan. It's all synonymous in my head right now. I think Iowa, though, realistically, is a 9-4 team. I mean, their defense is really good. They're bringing back Chauncey. I think who is their sack leader, and Joe. Shout out Joe Evans. Pretty sure he's the second in sacks.
So Joe's coming in strong this year for junior year.
Third down specialist, animal, absolute warhead on the field. But Iowa's always been known to force turnovers. Coach Parker's one of the best to force. Oh my God, Goodson.
Gonna be filthy.
What was that?
It's gonna run all over the field.
Slot. What was our slot's name? God,
oh,
this is terrible podcast. I don't even know our own team's name.
Smith.
No, I know Brandon and I know Emir, the other guy.
Oh, Reganey.
Yeah, he was good.
That's why I first saw him, and I was like, "Is he coming back?" And I realized he was.
Yeah, he's good. I like him a lot. Yeah,
he's the definition of an Iowa wide receiver. Reganey.
Again, yes, they need Iowa
consistency.
Look, I'll say this. It's kind of funny that we bring this up. Iowa's program, historically, in my eyes, now that we've kind of been talking about it, they lean towards a Patriot style of doing things. They like their big, strong arm quarterback. They like to establish that run game, have it in their back pocket because, hey, they'll whip it out in the Super Bowl and beat you 3-0 with it. Doesn't matter.
Strong O-line. But then that defense is what they really care about. And every year Iowa's got that D. Every year the Patriots got that D. So you can kind of see some similarities. Nate Stanley is by no means Tom Brady. He might be Drew Bledsoe, though, but he's not Tom Brady. That's a fair comparison. Old
But
Drew Bledsoe, not
yeah,
young,
no,
signing a huge
no,
contract with the Patriots, Drew.
no. Drew on the way out because of Tom. But what about
Yeah.
you? What's your estimate on this year?
So I think what they're going to do is start Spencer,
Yeah,
then move over to
obviously. Yeah.
Deuce 3-4 games in.
What do you
And
think? Do you
then
think they go like 2-2 and then they have to go to Deuce, or do you think they
I,
need to
th-
go
I think
1-3?
I think they're going to let Spencer play the OSU game and go from there, because I think OSU is early on in the season, if I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
mistaken.
it is.
So I think
You're
it's
right.
going to like ride on the OSU game, or they're going to make the switch right before the OSU game. Like if let's just say
Oh,
we win the
dude,
first few
that's
games,
so hard for Deuce. Imagine
and
making
then
that first
throw him
start.
in there.
Oh my God,
Part
Sam.
part of the problem is Kirk's history with quarterbacks is just so consistent. We're not used to watching quarterback battles, really, when you think
That's
about
what
it.
makes it so exciting.
That's what I'm saying. So it's so much unknown.
Oh God, Sam, I'm right. Edmonton already scored. I don't know who it is.
Oh,
Oh, Taysman
come
scored.
on,
All right,
Taze.
yeah, I think we gotta end the podcast now. Now
You
things are
Taze and
ramping up
Kane.
everywhere in sports. This is just,
Yeah.
I think it's healthy for us to go
Before
tune
we
in.
get too stressed.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
But I think it's going to be a 10-3 season for Iowa. 10-3 or 11-2, depending on how the OSU game goes.
yeah. Plus, if Iowa has those hiccups that they're used to against a team like,
And we
Penn
don't
State,
have,
Michigan.
yeah. I was going to say, and we don't have all the preseason games
Yeah.
just to bust teams up for them to
Oh, like the
have
Middle
the
Tennessee
confidence.
Miami's, like that's where
Right.
it's really fun. The NIUs, that's good Iowa football. Good 28-35-3. The game will take under 2.5 hours.
Yep. You're in and you're out of Kinnick.
Exactly.
That's the way I put it. In and out.
All right. Is that it? You good?
Yeah. So, Jack, end off the first podcast.
All right. Well, now that we have a little schedule going, guys, I'm able to tell you when we will see you next. So you will hear this Tuesday. You're going to hear from us next, the earliest Thursday. So same time, not really, because it kind of just depends on us. Same place. You'll see it on our YouTube, as well as once we figure out how to get it on Spotify and Apple Music. We'll figure that out in the coming days. But right now, we're going to post everything on YouTube. So we'll link that. It's going to be on our YouTube. We hope to hear you guys.
And check out the social media. Drop the social media on there.
Give us some feedback. Tell us what you guys want to hear, whatever. There's sports coming back. There's so much to talk about. You tell us what you want to hear as well. All right? We will catch you guys later.
See ya.